It's time for the rundown. Tune in as Amelia and Lori share their must-dos in some of their favorite cities, amuse you with their guilty pleasures, share the unsung promo hero of the week, and help decipher all those impossible text acronyms.
Hello and welcome to episode 14 of The Rundown. I'm Amelia Model, Vice President of Sales for Promo Corner, and with me as always is Miss Lori Bolton, Vice President of Sales at Logomark. How are you doing, Lori?
I'm good. Amelia, how are you?
Good. I'm good. So today we're going to discuss our must-dos in Atlanta, Georgia. Mention the unsung promo heroes who actually are not unsung this week, and talk about our latest guilty pleasures, as well as decipher emojis and acronyms. But before we start on all that fun, we have a show sponsor this week. So Logomark is our sponsor. Lori knows and loves them, as do I. And Logomark is a leading supplier in the promotional products industry, known for its retail brands such as Igloo, Pelican, Solo, Mana, Sherpani, Egg Weights, which I have. And Logomark offers quality products and exceptional customer service and continues to be a top 10 supplier of hard goods. For more information, go check them out at logomark.com. So I just have to touch on this because I forgot to bring these last time. So these are the egg weights that they offer. They have the cutest little gym bag that goes with them. But you put these on your finger here, one on each hand. They're like 1.5 pounds, I think. And then when you walk, it helps the arm flub, I think, and gives you some more biceps.
They totally work, Amelia. I've used them all the time.
And I saw your guns the other day. You had a tank top on and you did that. And I was like, holy moly, Lori's got the gun shows out. So if that's what it takes, I'm going to keep
perfect. Can't have, I mean, everybody probably already knows my age, but I'm going to be 52 in September. I can't have like saggy arms. I work on everything else.
They don't have Botox for the arms, do they?
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, good gravy. So what have you been up to?
Oh my gosh, girl. Well, Mother's Day happened and I have to share, like, this was my first Mother's Day without kiddos. And I know it was actually a little hard. It was a little hard. So I went to spin class in the morning, went to Thai, treat myself to Thai, eat by myself. And then came home and planted my garden. So I've got troughs. I've got herbs and tomatoes and okra and green beans. Anyhow, that was very happy to me. And then I opened some bubbles in the afternoon. Steve works on the weekends, husband too.
Oh.
I know. So it was
current husband. That husband too. Current husband.
Yeah. If you don't follow the podcast, yes, current husband is husband too. So it was just, I touched base with all the kids, but it was just different, Yeah. So had Mother's Day and then again, planting my garden, which I'm so excited about.
Well,
how about you?
I went to my mom's, which was the first time I've been up there for a long time with COVID and everything. And also the first time I've spent Mother's Day with her. So me and both my kids went up and we spent the night and I did lunch with my kids, my mom and my sister. And then I came home with my son because he had to be back at school on Monday, but my daughter homeschooled, so she was able to do her schooling. So I left her up there for the week and I just actually picked her up like 4 days after that. So she stayed and helped grandma and got to go shopping and did some chores and gardening. And the other fun thing that I've been doing, which I started to tell you, is we've started car shopping for my daughter.
How old is she? No,
she just turned 14. So I know that.
Okay. You're like 2 years. You're 2 years, like at least, right? Like 2 years premature on this. Is there a good deal or something that you saw?
No, finding cars is really sucky right now, actually. So I grew up in Missouri where you get your permit 15 and a half, you get your license at 16. That's it, done. In Kansas, there's different rules. So at 14, you can get a permit to drive with just your parent. And she is doing driver's ed in June through the school. So she'll do that for a month. But because we live on a farm, you can get a farm permit. So you have to have at least 60 acres, I think, and have a working farm, which we do. We have, hay and cows and stuff like that around. So with that, she's allowed to only drive to work, which like she could go to the feed store for us, or the grain elevator, so it's not
14.
far. At 14.
Okay. So I have many questions, but I'll try to keep it short.
Okay.
I don't understand. So because there's a farm permit, it's not like she's operating equipment on the farm. They're just basically saying, if you live on 60 acres or more, we're going to give you a farm permit at the age of 14 to drive yourself to school and to go to run errands at the feed elevator store.
Yes. So it's an old law that's been in place for a long time, but it still holds true. Kansas is a big farm community. So, I mean, there are cities, but a lot of farmers, and kids at a young age help. So yeah, there's a lot of kids that do that. And so instead of just having them drive illegally, they make you go through the proper steps, and then you can help out on the farm. And because, farm kids don't always ride the bus because they're like running errands or picking up stuff. So yeah.
And that's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah.
You please keep us all posted, because I've never heard of this before.
I will keep you up to date and let you know how driver's ed goes, what I hear from feedback. So I'm very curious to see. Okay, moving on from car shopping, because it's a frustrating subject. We are going to talk about Atlanta, Georgia today as our featured city. And Laura, you said you'd never been to Atlanta. I find that very hard to believe. It's like one of the biggest hubs. You've had to at least stopped at the airport.
Well, maybe stopped at the airport, but I don't remember like getting into any funny business there. Like, you would have been with me.
Yeah, there haven't been any show. So I've been there multiple times for client visits. Logo Mats is down in LaGrange, which is south. Leprechaun Promotions, Pinnacle, the distributorship is outside of the area. So there's a bunch of suppliers and distributors. There's several supplier reps that live in that area. So I've been there a couple times for that. So I'm going to go first since you haven't been there.
Please.
But I'm sure it's changed a lot, and it's been a couple years. So instead of a specific place, because right now with restaurants closing and things moving around, I don't know what's actually open, but there's an area of town. It's not right in Atlanta, but it's outside of it, and it's called Buckhead. So it's a whole area. There's shopping centers, restaurants, hotels. So you can really just go in that concentrated area and find whatever you need. There's so many cool bars. Like you could go to the nicest restaurant, and then a few blocks over, you might find the dirtiest dive where you'd have the most fun. So I recommend Buckhead.
And that's an area.
It's an area. Yeah. But there's everything in that area. And there's, I can't remember, I probably was a Marriott that I stayed at. I was actually working for Logomark at that time. I was down there visiting clients, and I went and had dinner with Larry Morin that used to.
Oh my gosh. So you've been there during your Logomark stuff. I honestly, I don't think so. I would remember. I don't think I have been. So
it's a cool area.
It's on my list, and I just hired a new RSM that has this territory. So I will definitely be traveling with this person over the next probably 3 to 4 months. So I looked up a couple of factoids on Atlanta, Georgia. So it was established in 1837. It is the National Center for Civil and Human Rights and College Football Hall of Fame. And they are known, and everybody's going like, duh, they're known for their old fashioned, which makes me think of Mr. Bill Petrie.
Ah, the old fashioned.
Old fashioned. So that's a few little factoids on Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm looking forward to going.
You go and go outside of the city, drive an hour south, drive an hour north. It's so pretty out there. It really is really, really pretty in Atlanta.
I'm on it.
Don't go in that hot summertime, but
no, I can't do hot anymore, girl.
Yeah. You live in Arizona, so you get it. Okay. So this month, or I guess this week, I made an executive decision. Sorry, Lori, I'm throwing you in.
You did.
We normally do the unsung promo hero, But I feel like it would be remiss if we didn't mention the rising stars. So they may have been unsung promo heroes, but I feel like now they're going to be well sung because they're getting lots of praises. So I just wanted to list out everybody. And I know a lot of these people, and Laura, you probably know the rest of them. So the list is in no particular order. Kirsten Elliott from A+ Wine Designs. Love her. And I really love their wine. Kirsten Filzer from the Image Group, Sabrina Franz from Snugs, Ashley Grinnell from Alpha Broder, Katie Collar from American Solutions, Kara Kester from Social Good Promotions, Kaylee Keith from Image Masters, Connor Matthews from Bright Stores, Austin Moody from Grapevine Design, and he is a KC boy, so I definitely know Austin. Oh God, I'm gonna mess up this one. Danielle, Olsvewski. How do you pronounce it, Lori?
You're wanting me to spell that in my head.
I'm gonna say Danielle Olsvewski. I'm sorry, Danielle. She's with Vantage Apparel. Somebody please tell me how to pronounce her name correctly.
Danielle O.
Danielle O from Vantage Apparel. Exactly. Michael Williams from AZX Sports. And I saved the best for last, Mr. Brandon Petrich from Promo Corner. Woo!
Yay.
Congrats to everybody. That's a major accomplishment because lots of people write in and submit. So it's not just a person, but people that they've worked with or experienced. You write in, you fill out a form, you talk about how that person has affected you, how long you've worked with them. So it's quite an ordeal that people, are nominating you and taking the time to write essays about you. So kudos to all of the rising stars for 2021, and kudos for PPAI for acknowledging the folks. We just touched on Ozark, but guilty pleasures, Lori, what have you been up to?
So mine's not that exciting this week. But I discovered Undercover Billionaire.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen and watched it? Mm-hmm. So I'm done with season 1, and season 1 was just Glenn Stearns by himself. And the whole concept of the series is that the American dream's still alive, and they give you $100 and a truck and a cell phone with no contacts. And they drop you into a city, and you have 90 days to turn that $100 into $1 million business. And it's crazy. Several of them, I know on Glenn Stearns, he ended up in the hospital. He ended up having to live in his truck because $100, like, that's for everything, right? That's fuel, like your land, wherever
for 90 days.
Yeah. So you have to pivot. Like you have to find like one of the ladies, it was Monique, I'm not gonna say her last name right, Adelet. These are all billionaires, but she called on her faith, found a local church in the area, and they put her up for housing and then fed her too.
So what do they tell the people? Do they make up stories as to why they need help?
They do. And then they don't use their real names, and they say that they're in trying to start a business and evaluate business opportunities in this community. And the film crew is here just to document their story. Okay. And what's really cool is at the very end, the business is evaluated at the end of 90 days. Glenn said if he didn't hit his $1 million evaluation, $1 million evaluation, he would actually give $1 million. So his came in short at 750. But then he sat down to the people that were key in helping him get the business up and running. He'd write checks to them, like changing people's lives. So I've been kind of obsessed with this just because I think it's cool, and it is the American dream that you can go in and get a rally community and people to build. So that's been mine for the last couple of weeks.
So now I was confusing the shows at first. So I have not seen that. I tried to find it on my TV and I couldn't go back and find an old episode. But Industry Insider, which is another podcast that Promo Corner does, Meg Gerber, Jeff Franklin and Steve McFadden, they actually interviewed one of the businesses that was on that show. So I can't remember the guy's name off the top of my head, but he owned a t-shirt decorating company. And one of the guys went in and he helped him. Like, he dropped what he was doing to help this guy, one of these millionaires. And now he has a really successful business. And that guy came back and partnered with him, and they've just kind of gone gangbusters. And he has his own podcast. I'm sorry, I didn't know this was, obviously I never know what you're going to mention, but I can't remember the guy's name off the top of my head. But if you go look at an old Industry Insider from like maybe 3-ish weeks ago, he was on. Okay. It's a really good interview. He's a really awesome guy.
Yeah, it's I mean, I'm telling you, it's amazing. And of course, I'm, as I'm sipping on bubbles watching this, I'm like, I wonder what I could do with $100 in the community.
I wouldn't survive. I know, $1 a day, unless you have people like, I don't think you can have ramen noodles. You'd be able to have like one ramen noodle a day.
I mean, it's crazy. Exactly. I would have to, definitely, I wouldn't be able to afford any bubbles. That's for sure. Not even the cheap stuff, Amelia.
No. Not even top syrup, Lori. You wouldn't even be able to make syrup or whatever it is the kids call it these days.
Exactly. What have you been watching?
So I have not finished it yet, so I don't know how it ends, but there is a series on Netflix. It's called The Affair. And it's got Dominique West, if you know who that is. It has, is her name Mara Tierney? Do you know who I'm talking about?
I do.
And it has Ruth Wilson. It's the story of a married couple with 4 kids, and they go out to Montauk to visit her rich family. And he meets this waitress. They end up having an affair. But each episode gives the perspective of one of the main characters. So you'll see like Noah is a main character. So the first half of that episode is like how he perceived what happened. And then it'll show how his wife perceived what happened. And so it's the same thing, but it's how the different perception is. And that's how the whole series goes. So there's multiple characters and you're seeing different people's perspective of the same event. And it gets pretty twisted and crazy. And I'm only in season 3 and there's 5. It's taken me a while, but it's really good. So it's called,
is this, I'm still working on the one from last episode that you told me about. That's
The Serpent.
Based on true story. But is this a true story or just?
No.
Not that it matters. I'm just curious.
I don't think, no. It's supposed to be a guy wrote a book and the story is about the book, but I think it's all fictitious. Yeah.
You come up with these good ones. I love it.
I just go and see what's new and click through and start an episode. And in about 10 minutes, I can tell if it's something I'll be into or not.
Yeah, I'm like the same. 10 minutes, I'm either into it or I'm like, oh gosh, I start cleaning.
Okay, Lori, last week you were 100. Let me just write it out for you. You were 100% last time for your guesses on emojis and acronyms. So
I did so good. And you attribute it to my COVID vaccine, which perhaps it is.
Yeah. Let's see if you can do it again. You want to do emojis first?
Okay. Sure.
Okay. I didn't go with a particular theme, but I think they're simple enough. So the first one, kind of just cute. It's an umbrella with rain and some girls in leotards.
Raining girls? Raindrops on
what are they doing?
They're doing ballet, dance. Rain dance.
Yeah.
Rain dance.
Rain dance.
Yay! That I don't get full credit for. 50%.
Okay, let's see if we get this one. Okay, so you have a kind of a sad face, another umbrella with raindrops, a storm cloud with raindrops, and a check mark. This one has a lot of pictures considering what the answer already is. Skip this guy and just look at the other 2 pictures, what they include in that.
Rainwater check.
Take a rain check.
Oh, What is he? What is that?
I don't know. I guess he's mad because you're canceling on him.
That's ridiculous.
Okay, this one I think you'll get, but there's lots of pictures.
Oh gosh.
Okay. So the girl with the X, a hashtag or a pound, depending on generation. Yep. A couple little baby chicks, the minute counter back, and then a baby chick coming out of its shell. This is a saying. Something usually older folks would say.
I want to say something like, is it, it's not a good one. I shouldn't say it. Is it have to do with like,
we'll just say it and I'll go, beep, beep.
Is it like stay away from the baby chicks?
No, chicks is part of it. And what's this little guy doing?
He's peeking out. He's being hatched.
Uh-huh.
So chicks hatched, going back, no pound, chicks time. I don't know.
It's a beautiful mind Lori has when she tries reversing these. So the cross, when we played Family Feud the other day, the board game, and we were like, X, X, X. So don't, what is this number?
Pound.
So it's a number. So count, don't count.
That's, wait. How does that hashtag become count?
Because it's showing number. So like 1, 2, 3. So you're counting. Okay. Don't count your chickens before they hatch.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm destroying your streak here.
Totally. Yeah, exactly. I start from scratch.
Okay. Do you want me to give you your acronyms or you want to give me my emojis? Do you need your brain to rest?
Let me give you your emojis.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, your emojis.
Do you want me to poke you with a needle and all of a sudden all your brain capacity comes back?
Can you please?
No. I don't like needles. I'm going to stay away from that.
I don't either. Okay. So I am going to give you, ready?
Mm-hmm. Magic, lightning, hat, flash.
You know this, Amelia.
It's pop culture. So man, lightning, top. Bolt. Is it lightning or bolt? I'm trying to figure out what that is.
Sorry. So it was a series that went cray cray, and you couldn't people couldn't get enough of it.
Ooh.
Young
Frankenstein?
Harry Potter.
Oh. Do you know what? I didn't read those books, and I really don't like the movies. They're filmed dark. So I feel like whenever you watch them, it's always dark. Like you can't see. My daughter wanted to watch them. I'm not a Harry Potter fan. Sorry. Daniel Radcliffe, no. I like you, but Harry Potter, I didn't get into it.
Okay, so I'm confident you're going to get this one.
Okay.
So it's a tomato and a boat.
Titanic.
No. What is
tomato? It's a tomato.
So the first three letters.
Tom, boat.
Yep. No, what's this? What do you do on a boat?
Float. Tom Hanks.
Not on a boat.
No. Tom Hanks. I suck. Me both need new shots, man. Oh my gosh.
I think so. That was Tom Cruise.
Oh, sweet.
I know. When you said Tom Hanks and Tom Float. That was good though, Amelia.
It should have been an angry man yelling. That's what I've seen Tom Cruise
jumping on a couch. Right? You would have gotten that one. Okay, this is the last one.
Oh, I'm embarrassed.
Don't. You're way better than I am. So you've got a house, a balloon, and an arrow going up.
Well, I've seen a cartoon called Up.
Yeah, I just gave it away.
Is that what it is?
Up. I'm like, oh, and there's an arrow going up.
Well, I got that. That's a lot of pictures for that. That was a really good animated show, though. I've watched that multiple times.
Sorry, that wasn't, I should have.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I knew that one. I knew they put the balloons, they tied balloons to a house and it floated over a cliff.
Yes.
Place. Yeah, that was really
Yeah.
fun. Okay, well, we basically suck right now, but we're going to keep
going. That's horrible.
Just go ahead and shut it off for now, people. So we're on a losing streak. Just go on. Move on to something else. Okay. This is what people are saying to us right now. So B4N.
Oh, I know what this one is. Bye for now.
Yeah. Okay, you got your mojo back. All right.
Barely.
This is, if I can.
Sweet little Erica, my RSM in Chicago. I think I told you, she started sending me text messages and emails with these acronyms.
Maybe she'll have some good ones we can use.
I know. I should have her send them in.
So this is
4-letter.
EIKU. And this is something, I'm sure everybody gets these, but you get text messages and you don't have the person's name saved maybe, so you would reply with this.
Do I know you?
Yes.
I was going in a completely different direction. So
I knew you were. That's why I was trying to make this PG.
Thank you.
Okay. This is an easy one. My pen is breaking. I'm going to have to get a new marker. Okay. TBC.
To be cool.
Oh, that's good. That's not it though.
Okay, TBC.
With our shows, we can't watch them all at once because we have to sleep and eat in between. So you watch part of it and it is
to be continued.
Good girl.
I was going somewhere else on that one too.
Yeah.
I'm getting better, aren't I?
Lori. This is not the rundown after dark. This is a morning time. Or at least it goes out in the morning.
But somebody may be watching it later.
That's true.
It's all good.
That's true. While they're drinking. And then
and so it makes it even better.
Yeah, we'll be even more funny, right? Is it funnier or more funny?
I like making up words. Funnier.
Funnier, yeah. Okay, well, hopefully we do better next time because that was embarrassing. We pretty much blew through those emojis. Sadly, we've lost our cool kid card. So that's gonna end it. Will be TBC, to be continued. Thank you for watching. If you've lasted this long, make sure you comment below. Let us know where you should go to when you are in Atlanta or the greater Atlanta, Georgia area, what your current guilty pleasures are. Maybe I could get the words out. Be sure to chat in Facebook below as to where your favorite places are to go in Atlanta, Georgia. And then let us know what your guilty pleasures are. What are you watching? What should we be watching? What's bad? What's good? And then be sure to tune in on June 11th for our next episode where we'll give you the rundown on Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeehaw.
Lots of places to go. And maybe I'll have a second car by then. We'll see.
Oh gosh, yes. You got to keep me updated.
All right. All right. That's going to do it, everybody. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.